Hello, and welcome to another edition of the Forever and a Day Aftershow. I am one of your hosts, James Lott Jr., and all that chocolatey goodness next to me is Tony Moore Jr. Hi, Tony.
Hi everybody. How we doing?
How we doing?
How you doing?
You guys
today?
out there, you guys love Tony. Thank you so much for all the comments. He is hilarious. That's why we're hosting the show together. I just want to tell you, they've been talking about you. They think you're hilarious.
You know, I'm all right. I'm okay. I'm okay Tony, for the time being.
Tony don't know what he says half the time because a lot of times I'll bring up something. He's like, I just said it, and you'll know later.
I'm just like, oh, I said that. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I love it.
I usually just say stuff in the moment.
You do, and I think that's a live hosting thing. I think because you have to come up with stuff when you're out and hosting and presenting. That you play off the moment, I guess, and that's just what happens.
Say it and forget it.
And then forget it. That's right. So, folks, I got to tell you, this is what Tony does on his show. I do on my show. I kind of stole from the church announcements. A little bit, yes. It is Soap Sunday.
Wait, now when you say church announcements, this is basically all your stuff. So I'm just going. It should be called Plug for James.
Plug number 5 and 6, 7, 8, and 10. Yes, but this is JLJ Media, folks, and so this is Soap Sundays. Now I tell you, right now the Y&R Mini Spotlight is out, so it's out right now. Go ahead and watch it after you watch this show, of course. Go and watch that. We talk about Courtney Hope, who moves from B&B to Y&R to play a different character. We talk about how that works. Then we have, of course, after you watch this show, we have the Bold and Beautiful Mini Spotlight with Tammy Govea and Amanda Russ, and we're talking about what happened in Los Angeles. And then later on, we have the GH Mini Spotlight where LaQuisha Lyon, Carla Renata, and Frank Moran and I talk about the Nurses Telethon, not Nurses Ball, the Nurses Telethon, where they kind of address the COVID thing, but not address it. So we're going to talk about all that. The shade is real. It'll be there at 6 p.m. tonight. We're talking about that. And then on our sister network, Tony Moore, we have Dish and Days at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Now, folks got to tell me a specific daylight time, whatever. Who gives an F? It's at 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. Eastern. Go ahead and watch it on where, Tony? Where can I find it?
www.youtube.com/dishanddays with capital D's.
And you have a guest. You have a special guest today.
Yes, today we have Lindsay Arnold, who plays Allie Horton. We're super excited to have her on just to chat about, coming in onto the show, playing a pivotal character, and just there's lots to talk about, so don't miss it.
Yeah, don't miss it. And then, of course, we have Daytime Today, which is out with Tammy Govea and Candace Mack. That is out on JLJ Media. And Voices of Daytime, which has multiple Emmy winner Christos Andrews. That is out right now, too. And last but not least, so I'm waiting for Amazon to deliver godforsaken thing. The book, the Forever and a Day book, the Tasty Bean Cafe series, book 1. You can get it on Amazon. It's $5. Grab $5, put in your purse, put in your backpack, and read about the characters of the Tasty Bean Cafe and some of your regular characters from the main show show up in it. So that's on Amazon where you find books. I think it's everything.
That's everything?
It's short. It's short to the point.
Oh, okay.
That's everything, folks. That's everything. 2 snaps for myself. Thank you.
Not 2 snaps for yourself.
No. I can't do like you. I can't do it. There you go. That's much better. Much better. Tony's a snapper. He is a snapper from way back. So now Tony, so now Tony's on vacation, obviously, and he's here just checking, coming in from the lovely location he's from.
Coming to you live and hot.
I'm in LA where it's hot, just period anyway. And then we got Forever and a Day. This week in episodes 5 and 6. We have the debuts of 2 people. I just want to mention them especially. Beth Ehlers, of course, is an Emmy nominee, daytime legend from Guiding Light and All My Children. Very sweet person. She debuted. And Darrell Anthony, our friend, debuted. This week also is Anton Jeffrey. So they're both Melanie and Antoine are in the system. And they're starting their whole thing there. So it's going to be, we'll talk about that, and that's a lot of fun. And later on this episode, you guys want her. And everybody's excited that me and Tony will be talking to her. Me too. Guest Kristina Sullivan comes on, who plays Stephanie. Yeah, a lot. I'm joking. We got a lot. I started talking already. I'm like, but she'll be on later on in the show, so it'll be fun to have Guest Kristina on. So we're gonna start out with episode 5 and 6. Only not so much. I was starting to settle into storylines now. I was starting to settle into things. Again, I just want to ask you, because we're both learning this. How is it a process of remembering what's going on while listening?
The process is still real. It's still like very much following along. It becomes a little bit easier because you can kind of, you're like, okay, there's that person. That I think the only people I'm still for some reason having problems with is the older married couples.
Jonah, Miranda, Gunnar, and Elaine. I keep like wanting to.
But I think it's because we don't hear from them often. So I'm always having to remind myself, okay, Gunnar and
Elaine,
and then Jonah and Miranda. And like, they're the two running for governor.
Yes.
So I keep having to like once I hear the name, I'm like, oh yes. And I'm like, oh yes. So it's always that battle still.
I'm the same way. And I was making jokes about that online. I'm sorry. I'm like, sorry if I just keep getting them mixed. Somebody keep getting mixed up. I'm like, I know who they are, but like, when they're together as a couple, I'm like, oh yeah, they're together. Well, we'll do another stuff too on the side, another story, but But okay, here's the thing. So episode 5 opens up, and so episode 4, Leslie had seen her father and Stephanie doing the
nasty.
But then she ran out, dramatic. Went to the elevator, didn't say nothing. But I wrote this. They opened it up, and she's just like, "Yeah, I know what you did last night." I was like, "Oh," she was like, "Bro," I was like, she ran out of there like she was going to say anything. But the next episode, she just cuts right to it. She's like, "Yeah, Dad, I saw you and Stephanie."
But remember, she confronted Stephanie.
Oh yeah, well she did. Oh yeah, she did. Right.
So I think, well, number one, I don't think she wanted to walk in to be like, "Hey," But I think because Isaac was trying to play all coy, like, when they saw the bracelet on the couch, it was just kind of like, I know what you did. I already done seen it.
While we playing games.
Yeah.
It's like,
it's like, exactly. So it's like, let's cut the bull. I know you did it with her.
And then it cut to Stephanie and Jonah, and they're like little thanks for the quickie. I was like, oh, well, you were just with Isaac last night, and now you're this morning having a quickie with. I like, okay. And she wants more. Leave your wife.
Well, right. And I was just like, first of all, we all know that when you're the mistress.
Oh, yes, mistress.
When you're the what?
I said side piece. When you're the side. You went classy. You went classy.
I could have said trollop. So, but when you're the mistress and you make that demand of like, oh, I want you to leave your wife. We all know that he ain't gonna leave his wife. Like, he in the middle of an election. And then it's like, oh, well, if I don't win, I'm like.
He kind of was like, excuse me? He goes, I plan to win. I'm like, well. I mean,
but to be honest, what's weird is that when she said that and he made that promise of like, if by chance I don't win. And I was like, first of all, Stephanie, how dare you put that blessing on his heart? But it was like, if I don't win, then I'll think about leaving my wife for you. And then I was like, now what kind of stunts and shows and shenanigans is she about to do to get this man? But then I'm like, but then why are you over there messing with? I'm like, girl, if you don't put some ice on it and sat down.
No, I agree with you. I was kind of like, the way he worded it, it was like a roundabout, like, yes. It wasn't a yes. Like, it'd be like, let's roll that footage again, please. When he says, well, I never said yes. Okay, let's roll that footage. And he's like, and you see the receipts where he's like, well, if I by chance, if the oceans go this way and that goes that direction, and then I was like, that wasn't a yes, Stephanie. And you really want more like, why would you want a scandal? Like, it's a scandal. Like, why? Like, so we got to see what is she talking about? Does she really love him or something? They said I love you. I mean, did she love him?
But the bigger question is who is Donovan?
Ooh, scaring the S out of her. Ooh,
yeah. Well, look, Well, it'll scare me too. Can you imagine like living your life day to day and somebody keep texting you talking about minute by minute, hour by hour, I'm gonna find you. It's like, bitch, you don't need to be looking for me. It's like, why are you trying to find me? I'm over here minding my business. You stay over there minding yours.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's like, and I'm like, he's just like, she's like, her face is like, I gotta go. I'm like, okay. And I was like, is that the other man? And she's like, that's not the other man. I'm like, that's not it.
Oh yeah, that's right, because she did tell Jonah that there was another man.
Yeah, so she's trying to get him jealous. That was that old trick of like, if I am starting to see somebody else, it's new.
If I was Jonah, I would be like, okay.
Well, Tony, I said this last week. When she has the golden vagina, unless there's something in there that just makes men just melt, maybe he don't want that to go. Maybe he wants to keep continuing that. You know how men are, Tony? They want their cake and eat it too. And then ego gets hurt, and they don't want. And when the ego gets hurt, then suddenly things change all of a sudden. Mm-hmm.
Listen, I don't know about all that. I just know this: Jonah ain't leaving that woman at all. So sorry, Stephanie. I don't know what you're trying to do. I don't know how you're trying to utilize your stuff. Mm-hmm. But I don't think it's working.
Yeah.
I need to know who this Donovan is who keep trying to find you.
Mm-hmm. He's watching you, girl. He's watching you, girl.
I always feel like somebody's watching me.
That's all you sing. That's it. You can't pay for it.
Oh.
You know, that's true. Yeah, cut that out. Sorry, Rockwell. We don't do that. Wherever you is, Rockwell. Wherever you is. I love that song. With Michael Jackson in the background singing.
Okay.
He didn't do very many background songs, but he did that one apparently. So,
I mean, I don't think anybody else would have sounded great doing it.
I know it actually was perfect. That's one of the story. And then we have a mother and son thing going on where Alex decides he wants to start his own law firm. And he gets to go tell his mother.
But I'm also like, how big is this town? Like, you couldn't do like a division like of your own, like with your mom. Like you got to go and do a whole separate thing, and then you're gonna be competing against your mama.
Well, I was wondering that too, but I was also wondering. But then also, I guess I get you want to come out of the shadow of your parents, maybe.
Sure.
I guess.
But can't you just inherit the business?
There's that too, I guess. I mean, there is that. But she had a little more like, what are you saying to me? Like, what's going on? She had that total mother thing, like, excuse me, like, excuse me, what's going on here?
But then she was in full support, and it's like, all right, and I'm like, well, at least he did it properly. Like, he handed in his resignation and everything. So
yeah, that's her, everything.
But I don't really like Alex right now.
Oh, me either. I'm not. We're gonna get into that too because what's going on? Because him and Emma are still working this plan.
I don't get it though. Like, okay, this is my thing. It's like, why would you scheme to have Colin fall in love with someone else just to ensure that your relationship is okay when she left him to be with you? So obviously you got some insecurity because she may wake up one day and go, Colin, and then go to Colin. So you just trying to make sure that he has something to where like that doesn't happen.
I just feel like that baby. There's something about that baby.
No, it's something about Emma.
Oh, yeah.
It's something about Emma that like, because when she was on the phone and she was like, I'm finally getting everything I want. And this is another thing. Like, check your house before you start talking about stuff that you're not supposed to talk about. Let me tell you something. Whenever I get on the phone, I know you do. You're like James, one second. Wait, James, 1 second. You're like, it's like, hold on, let me see.
Yeah,
looking out the window.
You have done that. No, you have that. He's like, James, 1 second. Make sure to buy. Okay.
Or if I feel like they're in the house, then I go outside a block over to make sure no one can hear what I'm saying.
He's a block over.
But you sitting there in somebody's house on the phone talking about, I finally get everything I want. Colin, well, bitch, what you think?
I know. It's going better than expected. Colin, what are you doing here? I live in the goddamn house. That's what we're doing here. That's why we're here. I'm like, hello.
But also, I just left. Again, you didn't open the door talking about.
Make sure you're gone.
Right.
She's like, Colin. I was like, mm-hmm.
And then Colin's all like, what did you mean by, and I'm like, number one, Colin, that ain't enough to go on, because she could just be happy. Maybe it's a sigh of relief of like, whew, I was nervous about, coming here and whatever. But I'm just like, Colin, calm down. That's just something you write down and keep in the back of your, you need to calm down.
Calm down. Yes. I'm like, I was like, that was a little dramatic too also.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I mean, but she says, I am torn about her because, well, not torn, but I'm just like, she seems like she almost does like Colin, but then she must like Alex, but then Alex seems like he's really into Leslie, but is he kind of into Emma too? I mean, is there something there? I mean, like, it's all convoluted for me. And obviously it's going to unfold. We don't know what's happening. It's going to unfold at some point. But when Emma was like, well, I am living here in this hotel, and, and he's like, well, you can stay, but in the guest house. I love that. You come stay.
Listen, I can't wait until the parents figure out what this big announcement is about to be.
Okay. They're like, are you still going to have dinner together? Oh, we're going to have dinner. It's okay. Let's have dinner.
Mm-hmm. And first of all, you just can't be inviting folks in the house without discussing it with people.
I know. Hello. I like, if my brother was like, James, I'm bringing so-and-so in, and like, I'm like, no, we got to talk about it first.
But like, are they paying rent? Because they ain't just going to be staying up in here.
I mean, a guest house is a guest house. So we don't know. Mm. It's not in the main property, Tony. It's like, it's off the back somewhere.
But still.
That's true, too. You're my property. But she was finagling her way. No, it's okay. I wouldn't feel good. Like, okay, girl. She was playing it up. I was like, okay. And Colin just like licked it up with a spoon. He's just all falling for it. I feel so bad for him. He's being duped. I don't get it. I don't like it.
I think I don't like it because he's like, first of all, let's keep in mind the timeline. It's only been 3 months since the wedding, and he got left at the wedding. The only saving grace from him not jumping off a bridge was Emma and trotting around Europe.
Yeah.
And now you mean to tell me this girl is going to pop up in Augusta's with a baby, talking about, I'm pregnant. And then it's like, this whole thing has been a scheme. Like, I'm sorry, but mark my words, and I ain't read the scripts.
No, we don't know.
Alex about to get his ass whooped. When it all hits the fan, I feel like Colin is gonna do that look like that's what's gonna happen.
Okay. Well, if Colin doesn't get pissed and go off on somebody, I'll be pissed and go off on somebody. He best, when it comes out, go full crazy. I mean, it's like say, hey, F you. I mean, you say, read everybody, and fists need to be flying. I would be. Mm-hmm. I would be.
I'm just saying, it's going like, because it's like, dude, you are meddling in my life now. You know what I mean? Like, you already came in and stole the woman that I love. Now you hired a fake woman to fall in love with me. Like, I ain't having it. You about to get it.
You're gonna catch some fists.
Okay, catch these hands.
Okay.
I hope they holy hands so Jesus can save me.
Yeah, that's an interesting story. So that's very interesting. We had a little small moment because, well, not small, but a little short, almost like a tidbit thingy. Caitlin and Lakin. So Caitlin tells Lakin that I told Mommy knows.
But Lakin went off, and I'm like, girl, what you mad about?
He went off, and I was like, where did that come from? Like, you ruined everything. I'm like, what? Like, why did you ruin everything? I'm like,
what you mean? Like, everybody in your family is okay, and it was kept a secret because y'all thought Caitlin's family wouldn't be okay, but the mama's okay. So, like, what's the problem?
Right. I didn't get that either. I was like, oh, okay, Lakin. But she kind of...
I was just going to say, Lakin, if you don't go put them boxes up in that club...
They always have her working. I'll tell you, I'm like, it's my person in the show that works. I'm like, poor Lakin, she's always behind the counter, opening boxes and stuff. I'm like, poor thing. Can she catch a break? Can she catch a break? I thought she was management.
She was on her break. And then Caitlin came in with that booze.
Bull duty. That bull duty.
Mm-hmm.
But it kind of played. I mean, at the end, it was kind of like, well, I gotta run, take care of this meeting. Or okay, good luck, whatever. But it's like Lakin was like a little not happy about that. But again, it's like, who's taking the who took the picture? Did all that? Who?
I'm trying to figure out who took the pictures and then had the mama's number to text it to them. Like y'all are in a political family. You mean to tell me somebody can just text their number to some? I can text Obama right now. Be like, hey,
hello. That's what I'm saying. Something going on there. We have. Before I get to Stephanie and Leslie. Also, we have Melanie arrives and looking at some pictures. The classic,
Did you understand? Okay, because when I listened to it, I was like, all right, this is a moment I know for sure, and I was trying to follow along with the pictures.
I played it twice. I had to go back and play it twice.
You okay?
Last part.
I figured I'd just come ask you. Were they looking at the same picture?
No, there's like two different pictures. She puts it down and then looks at another one. So there's one with her and Elaine, I guess it's kids. And then one with her holding a newborn baby.
Melanie.
Yeah, Melanie. I think it was Melanie holding the baby. I mean, I was a little confused. I was like, well, who's holding the baby? I think it was Melanie looking at herself holding a baby.
And then Elaine, who is Leslie's mom.
Yes.
Holding a baby.
It was like
you got confused too.
Now you got me confused again. I thought it was like okay. There's how do I write it down? Her and Elaine as kids, and then her with the newborn baby in her arms. I thought it was two separate things.
See, I don't know, because in my mind, they were looking at the same picture, and I was like, "Is they sisters?"
I think they are. I think there's two things going on.
There's a link in there somewhere.
Yes, exactly. That's the only thing I got from it. It's like, ooh, she's back and she got some secrets. And she's all urgent and she's all, it's just urgent, emergent. She was just like, okay. And when she met up with new Antoine Jeffries, he works at the magnifier, but he was like, that'll be $1,000. You get some information out of me. And she's all, cash or check. I was like, Venmo me. What a cash or check? I'm like, Cash App.
I said
Square.
I said $1,000 though.
Like $1,000.
Okay, is it so you this is so bad. Because Casey sends us the scripts.
Yes.
So I looked up the script so I can read what.
Okay, say it. Please do it.
Okay. Okay. So this is what the narrator said in regards to the photo. Did you do that episode? No, Casey did that episode.
I did.
Okay, so it said, at the Bay Ridge Hotel in Melanie's suite, Melanie is standing over the bed unpacking her suitcase. When she finishes unpacking the clothing, she reaches for a lockbox. She sits on the bed, putting the lockbox in her lap. She flips the lockbox open, retrieving the key. Melanie flips the lockbox back over and unlocks it. She picks up two photos that are in the lockbox. One is of her as a small girl holding hands and dressed in identical clothing as another small girl. They are both roughly 6 and 8 years old. And then Melanie says, "Oh, Elaine, I've missed you so much, so very much." Okay, so right there, it looks like her and Elaine are friends. Like they've known each other since they were kids.
Well, she said to Antoine, though, earlier, I am family.
Oh, so maybe that's her sister.
Maybe.
Okay.
She got that's one picture.
Then Melanie then puts the photo of her and Elaine down and picks up another photo. This time, it's a photo from the mid-'80s, and Melanie is a little bit older now. Oh, Melanie, a little bit older now, is laying down in a hospital bed. She is holding a newborn baby in her arms. Melanie, and I've missed you too. You have no idea how much. Melanie takes a breath and wipes it. Oh, okay. So she was looking at photos of her as a kid.
Yes.
With Elaine, which establishes that her and Elaine, and because she said family, her and Elaine are sisters, possibly.
Possibly.
Assuming.
Yes.
Then Melanie had a baby. in the mid-'80s and said, I missed you. But obviously she ain't with the baby no more. Where that baby at? That's what it is. I thought for some reason it was two separate people looking at photos, and I was trying to. So I'm glad I went back. I actually meant to go back and read it.
But no, but listening to it, because I didn't narrate that episode. The ones I've narrated, I know them because I had to read them and everything. But I tried to just like you as just a regular listener and just listen to it. Like I had to play it twice. I was like, okay, I think it's two separate pictures. They could be cousins, they could be sisters, whatever. Maybe they are friends. Maybe they're best friends. But she said I'm family, which could be that could be a lie. It could be whatever.
Well, because best friends could be like family, especially if you've known each other for that long.
Yeah, no, exactly. And so then, but the other one with the kid, I'm like,
who the baby?
So now, as we ended on that note, we are going to bring in the woman who plays the controversial character of Stephanie Marker. She's going to come in. So I'm letting her in. She's coming on shortly. You have to hear what she has.
And then, Zoom takes a minute.
It takes a minute.
And then you got to connect. You got to do all this stuff.
Connect, girl, connect.
And cameras got to be turned on. And you know what? Zoom should just be like, bam, here I am.
I know. I don't know why it doesn't do it. But I guess Zoom was like, bam, we weren't made for this originally. We were made for corporate meetings.
This is true. Let me tell you something. During this quarantine, we've been using all kinds of stuff for all the wrong ways.
I know. Isn't that hilarious? I know. It's like, she's still connecting on, so she'll come on shortly.
Okay.
We did learn one thing about her also this week, that she lost her parents when she was young. But her and Leslie had that big kind of argument.
Oh, yes.
Almost fight. They went back and forth. It was that she found out she had lost her parents. Something going on with that too.
Well, I feel like, hi.
You got the same backgrounds. You too.
Right? It looks like we in the same place. Like, hey, girl. Oh my! Like right off the bat, you look like one of my best friends in college. Her name is Kim.
Yes, she does.
You look very similar to her.
And Kim's hilarious.
Well, she must be awesome.
She is. And come on with that red lipstick popping at this early in the morning. All right now.
I have to look good for you guys, right?
We like you look good. Hello, Miss Kristina. Welcome to the show from the Aftershow. So we were talking about you. I mean, your character.
Well, we have been talking about this character.
Woo!
I know. I've been watching the show.
So, what has it been like for you playing this role, but as voiceover and not actually acting in physical form?
Well, I mean, it's definitely a lot of fun, especially with this character in particular. But it is a bit of a challenge because ordinarily, when you're acting, you're not just saying the words, but you get to look at people and touch people and. So just doing it all vocally, I mean, it's a challenge to make sure you're conveying everything you want to with just the voice, but it's enjoyable. I like it.
Now, listen, if we were doing this, like live action, you would be touching a whole lot of people by now. For you, when you read this character and heard about this character, what drew you to this character? Like, what did you like about Stephanie?
Well, I mean, from the beginning, I only got like a small description of who she was, but it just seemed like such a complex person who had so many different layers to her and so much going on, and more than just a surface level type of thing where, I just love exploring all the depths of her past, especially, which the show hasn't gotten into too much yet, but like there's so many layers with that made her who she is now that I find very interesting. And like, okay, this may sound kind of weird, but I see her kind of like a hoe with a heart, and
there are
I
those.
like that. I really like that because, like in this past week's episode, when she was telling Jonah that she wants someone to care about her, like that really kind of shows that like her motives are pure, at least they appear to be. You never know what soaks with all the twists and turns, but it's like, she's just looking for love, but she's kind of, going about it in a interesting way. But
Yeah.
There's so many dynamics to this character. It makes her so interesting, and I really love playing with all the different facets of who she is. It's fun.
Well, it's like she wants to have love, it seems like, but she also wants prestige and go up a ladder. So there's two different things going on, twin strands, as they say. I mean, at the same time, right?
Yeah, definitely. She's looking for love, but you notice she's only looking for it with guys who are rich and powerful. So,
Okay.
you know, there's that. You don't see her looking for love with anybody who, ain't got no money. So,
She said, "Ain't got no money." That's right.
That's smart. What did you think when you saw Stephanie's first scene? Because we were all like, well, that's an intro. When you read that scene, what were your initial thoughts? Like,
well, okay, honestly, like in the initial character description, it didn't mention all of the stuff that she does. So I was not aware that episode 1, she'd be under the desk doing a Monica Lewinsky. I was not expecting that. But, it's something that's gotten people talking. So yeah, let's give them something to talk about, But yeah, I was definitely surprised. I wasn't expecting it, but
we weren't neither. We were like, Stephanie rises from the desk. What's she doing down there? Did she drop something? Like, what's she doing up under there?
Jonah.
She really was looking for earrings. She wasn't looking for that. She was down there busy.
Well, listen. We know she liked to drop jewels because she left that bracelet up. Listen, it is a key rule. Like once you're done, you collect all your belongings. Yes, everything.
You leave them behind. And those things will get you in trouble.
Okay.
Little baubles laying around get you in trouble. that's like, yeah. We were laughing in this episode because, first of all, you're with Isaac and talking about life, blah blah, and whatever. You did something. Then all of a sudden, next morning, you're with Jonah. Thanks for the quickie. We're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Like if you look at the timeline, it's like, wait a minute. She's with this one, then she's with that one, then she's with this one again. It's like what?
But what I'm liking though is the dynamic between Leslie and Stephanie, because Leslie is not having it, and Stephanie is not having her, and like the little fights that they have gotten in, especially this last episode, because I can't remember at what point, but I was like, oh, bitch, like that's how I like responded to it. How has that been like creating that dynamic between your character Stephanie and Leslie? Because y'all,
Jones, we love her. She's like amazing. We love her.
Yeah.
Plays Leslie.
I think like that relationship is like definitely one of the funnest to play around with because like we're like fighting for real. Like I get slapped in the face. Like what? So it's like, damn, Stephanie, you're either a lover or a fighter, one or the other. You don't do nothing else, do you? But,
does she work? Okay, yeah, go ahead. Okay.
But it is so much fun, and it's like, the things these girls say to each other, like, wow, like y'all don't care. You're just like, I'm gonna tell you who you are, and it's interesting because like there really is some truth in what both of them are saying to each other. And in some ways, I think they may be a little bit similar. I mean, they both have 2 men each, but, they also don't like each other. So it's a lot of interesting dynamics to play around with this rivalry because it's both business and professional. And so, I mean, that could definitely go a lot of places.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
And then at the workplace, like y'all about to fight, like in the break room. I'm like, y'all about to take it outside to the parking lot? Like, what's going on?
Well,
it happens.
That happens, sometimes that happens.
Tony, what almost happened to you one time. I almost got into a fight in the workplace twice.
Not me. I feel like, well, I don't think there's anyone that I have felt like fighting, but I'm also not a fighter because I knew better.
Even May 31st, you didn't feel it? The inside joke, May 31st.
Now he almost got it. He almost did. That was close. That was the closest I ever got. But I walked away.
Know that reference, May 31st.
Yeah, right. Well, just go to Dish and Days. Look up the. Never mind.
But I came close a couple times too, so I understood that scene. I was kind of like, I don't care where I am, I got something to say. And and every good read, there is truth in there. That's the point of a good read.
Oh yeah.
There's always some truth in the read. I mean, so when you're saying something, you're not just thinking of things up with thin air. You're bringing up stuff about that person that probably is kind of true.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, that's what a good read does.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's so much fun because it's like, man, like some of these things I would not do or say, like me personally in real life. So, definitely living vicariously through the character, it's like, yeah, okay, I'm going to fight you in the workplace. I'm going to do whatever crazy thing because for real, I don't think I necessarily would, but yeah, these girls don't care. And I mean, I guess why would they? One of them is the boss's daughter. The other one's sleeping with the boss, so they can fight all they want,
all day long. When Stephanie was first introduced, and I think I said this on here, I was like, she's that type of girl that will use what she got to get what she wants. And I think right now we're discovering kind of like what that is, like what is the end goal, like what is she trying to do, and then in the midst of us trying to figure that out, there's these text messages from Donovan that keep coming in. And I'm just like, now listen, I don't know what Stephanie's past is, but if I had somebody texting me, talking about hour by hour, minute by minute, I'm getting close, I'd be like, now listen, I don't know which direction you coming from, but let me know when you in the vicinity so I can head out. Because you ain't going to be texting me like talking about I'm getting closer to you. No. I'm not gonna be doing that. I ain't gonna put that on my heart.
We don't like that.
No, like that's.
Scared, but I get so scared. You're scared. Donovan's scared.
Yeah, y'all. I want to say so much about the situation with Donovan, but I can't because those episodes haven't aired yet. But oh my goodness, like wait till everybody listens to what happens with this Donovan story because yeah, I can't even say nothing, but
I know you can't. Us, because no one's listening.
But yeah. Don't do it. But that's an interesting story.
Do you find yourself like as you're recording each episode, kind of going, let me look at this script ahead of time and see like. Because I'm intrigued to know like what's going on. Did you like read ahead to find out?
Oh, no. And do you want to know why? Because the writers of the show are so secretive. I don't know what's happening ahead of time. Like, no. And I asked too, like, I'll be like, what's happening with this? And they say, no, we can't tell you. So I always just get surprised. And it's always a good surprise because the writers are so brilliant and like the stories that they've come up with are just amazing. And so it's always fun reading the scripts when they come in the email. I'm like, oh, wow, this is so interesting. But no, they don't say anything in advance. So
well, listen,
I know nothing.
They are full of surprises because for weeks I have said I knew what my line was going to be. I actually filmed my 2 episodes this past weekend, and there was all these scenes. I said, "What?" I said, "Now what?" I said, "This man was supposed to pop in at the end and say one line,
Tony,
and then that was going to be it."
Tony. Everybody loves it, dear Tony. They love your line.
Okay,
they love it.
Yeah, I noticed that too when I was reading the scripts. I was like, really? This man's going on and on about his one-line cliffhanger, and there's some other stuff going on here. But
I was like, Candace Mack, you did this because for months I've been saying my one line is, "Hey sis, guess who's back? Tune in next season for Forever Day season 2." That's how that was supposed to go. But now I done talked a lot.
Okay.
She did it. She did it on purpose. I'm gonna keep saying that too. She did it on purpose. She did.
Mm-hmm. We hear you, Candace, and everybody in case them. That's all I'm doing that. I wonder, can Kristina ever have a girlfriend, a friend, like a girl? I wonder. Kristina, I'm gonna get you. I'm confusing. Now like fans.
Kristina has friends.
Yeah, friend. Kristina's a friend. She's a nice person. I met your character Stephanie. That's what I'm saying. You think she could have a
will Stephanie have a friend who's just like a friend and not
She's a
somebody she's
friend.
either fighting with or sleeping with, but just like a friend?
Mhm.
Good question. I mean, I think she should have a friend. I mean,
Yeah.
she needs somebody to talk to about all this stuff, and
Yes.
and you know. But it's a good question. Like, who would be a good friend for her? Because it's like, I don't know. Maybe.
Ooh,
I don't know.
maybe Caitlyn, because she's a lesbian, and then there's no competition going on. She comes from a rich
That's
family.
true. And so far as we know, she's not sleeping with Caitlin's father. So
I don't think she want to.
She said so far. She said so far. We don't know this
yeah,
yet.
so far she's not sleeping with him because I mean, yeah, that's probably that would probably be the best choice. Yeah,
You
maybe
know-
she'll make friends with Caitlyn.
Or maybe Emma.
Oh.
I mean,
Oh.
that friendship could work because listen, Emma is new in town. She don't know nobody except Alex and Colin. So like, you know, schemers love schemers. So
True. You're at Prodigy together. So we'll write this for you guys at home. They're at Prodigy. They just happen to meet up, commiserating over whatever's going on.
At the Tasty Bean.
Or the Tasty Bean. That's why just
Mhm.
commiserating over their lives. And you realize, oh, I like you, girl. I like you too, girl. And then all of a sudden, a friendship is born. And all these different lunches and dinners you guys get together and talk about what's going on. I love it.
Mm-hmm. And kiki about it and then be like, or like when they're in dire need, you know, you always have that one emergency call. And it's like, Emma, girl, come get me, girl, because some stuff is going down. I need your help. Pick the belly up and let's go. You know, you need that kind of girlfriend.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Stephanie's by herself right now. Stephanie, I mean, she's kind of an island, right? I mean, she lost her
until Donovan gets there.
But Stephanie, obviously, the way she's afraid of those text messages, she obviously don't want nothing to do with Donovan. So
right. Them text messages are scary, but that's the only other person that's about to come get Stephanie.
Well, no, he better not come get Stephanie.
He's like, look at Stephanie. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you're right. She does need a friend. So
yeah. Were you a fan of soaps before joining Forever and a Day? Did you watch soap operas?
Yes. Like my favorite show, all-time favorite show, including all the shows ever in the world, is Days of Our Lives. Like I love that show. Love it. I've been watching it ever since I was a little kid, and it's the best show in the world, and can't nobody say nothing else.
Agreed.
Because it's a fact.
Facts. Facts are facts.
So yeah, I'm a huge Days of Our Lives fan. The other daytime soaps I never got into.
True.
And you know, if any of the soaps want to like hire me, then yeah, I'll love them. But like Days of Our Lives will still always have my heart.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my favorite show. A lot of the primetime soaps I love to watch, but daytime it's all about Days, and that's
me too.
it.
I'm with you on that because Days is the only soap opera I've ever watched. I didn't even have an interest in soaps until I was forced to watch Days, and then I was like, oh, let me find out more. And then here we are, over 20 years later, still watching it, now talking about it. So
Days. So I mean,
it's the only show for me.
Events with them, and you know the stars. I mean, like, that's an interesting thing to do. Yeah, I know you like Day, so you tweet our Day stuff down there, Kristina. I know you do, and some of the other soap stuff. So we get it. And Tony's been on all the soap. I think you've been on all 4 at this point, background, right?
I have. I've done background work on all of them. Yeah. Currently not Days no more, but that's another story.
That's another story. That's another story for some shades.
Well, I would love to be on all of the soaps. Like that would be so much fun. But I mean, you know, or just Days.
Yeah.
Days. You could be a cousin to Lonnie, or you could be.
Yeah.
I mean, or you could be Celeste's other daughter. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, Lexi's half sister.
Yeah. I mean, the possibilities are endless. Days of Our Lives. I mean, come on, I'm here. Hire me. You're filming again in September, right?
Right.
I think she's like,
number time.
Yeah. Definitely, Days of Our Lives should hire me, and especially like I know all about the show and the history and everything, so I can just fit right in, and I can tell you exactly where I can fit right in, and Yeah, I'll make it work. I can even write
Oh,
write it
girl.
in for you.
So I can do the work for you. Just let me in.
Okay, wait. So some quick questions regarding days, and we'll do these rapid fire.
We'll do it tonight.
Favorite character?
Hope Brady.
Oh,
Oh, you know I love
Hope. Love her. Have always loved her. She is so beautiful. She's my Boston girl. We're both from Boston. Like I love her, and the character Hope is amazing.
yes. Okay. So favorite storyline?
Ooh, favorite storyline. Well, I would have to kind of go way back in the day to when, like, I would say like Belle and Sean, Philip, Chloe.
Oh, the last blast crew.
Jan, like the whole last blast crew were like doing their thing, and like because during that time. Damn it, I don't want to say how old I am, but I'm somewhere around that age range. So like, you know, they were teenagers and I was somewhere around that age. And, you know, so it was fun, like watching them and all their little stories during that time frame would be like my favorite.
Character you would love to see back on the show?
Well, Master Daniel is so cute. So can Brandon Walker come back to Days of Our Lives, please?
Oh, okay. I'm with
that would be
right.
my top choice. Like I have a long list, but
yes.
Yeah, Brandon Walker.
He's hot.
Yes, he is.
He is.
Okay, and last question. Actor or actress you would like to meet from the show?
Can I say Master Daniel?
But you can.
Whatever you want.
So cute, but really, I'm a huge Christian Alfonso fan, so I would love to meet Christian because I love her as just a fan and as a person. I've just like throughout a million years when she's been on the show, like the whole time I've been growing up, I've been watching her on my screen like she's a member of my family. So yeah, Christian Alfonso.
I got to tell you, Tony made it happen for me last year. After 38 years of watching her, I got to interview her and meet her. And I was going to tell you, it was a moment for my life. And she was very sweet.
Yes.
Oh,
she was. I mean, they've met her several times before, but she was very sweet, very gracious. And she was like, James, it's finally happening. I'm like, I was like, whatever. It made my life. So I'm telling you, one day you're gonna meet her one day, and you're gonna see how she's wonderful.
It was an amazing moment, and she's a very nice woman. Very nice woman. I hate to see that. I hated seeing that she was leaving the show, and especially not giving Hope a proper send off. But you gotta do what you gotta do. So there's that.
So as we wrap this up, we can wrap it on Hope. I love that. As we wrap it up on that, why should people watch this show in your opinion? I mean, watch. I'm saying that right. Listen to the show in your opinion.
Well, I think people should listen to this show because it's good. But like the storylines are really interesting. Like the characters are really well developed, and it's not just like, because some shows you're like, oh yeah, maybe there's like one or two characters or stories that are interesting, but with this show, like the whole ensemble has something really interesting going on, and there's so many like different twists and turns, and you don't know what's about to happen, but it's a fun show. It's a great way to escape whatever craziness might be going on in your real life and just tune in and just, listen to these people as they're, doing their own craziness. But it's a fun show, and it's really good, really well written. So definitely shout out to the writers, Casey and Candace and Carolina and everybody else on the writing team, because the writing is really good. And that is most important, because like as an actor, like I can do the best I can with writing, but like when the writing is good, it just really makes the whole show like excellent. So
like you say, if it's not on the page, it's not on the stage, it's not good.
Yeah. So definitely those are reasons why people should watch or listen. Or maybe watch soon. Like maybe eventually we can do like Guiding Light and turn into like a show people can watch, but in the meantime, you need to listen.
Yeah.
I agree. And there's a great narrator every other episode. His voice is just
and the narrator.
Casey is amazing. Casey does a great job narrating every other episode. He does a really great job playing double duty, writing and narrating.
James and Casey, the both of them.
Oh,
are really
yes, yes,
good.
yes, 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 yes.
And we'll end the show there at this point. No, thank you, Kristina, for being on the show. We love the character.
Yay!
We're very excited to see what happens with the character. I mean, this is going to be a trip the rest of the season.
Yeah,
Yes, it
definitely.
is.
Ooh,
Oh,
so, Kristina, tell folks where they can find you on the social media.
You can find me Instagram, Facebook, Twitter at Miss Kristina617. So that's MISSKRISTINA 617.
Perfect.
yay!
Hey, thanks for being on the show. And Tony Moore, where can they find you?
Well, you can find Little Old Chocolate Me on all social media platforms at Lounging with Tony or on Dishin Days, which is on youtube.com/Dishin Days, Facebook and Instagram Dishin Days and _Dishin Days on the Twitter.
Go over there and subscribe. It's their own channel. It's Dishin Days, its own channel with him and Michael Madden. Make sure Michael Madden. And occasionally I pop on there, or Marcia Freeman pops on. We pop on here and there.
Yes.
But today they have Lindsay Arnold who plays Allie Horton. So make sure you watch the show today live.
Excited to have her.
3 p.m. And of course, you can follow me, James Lott Jr. We're all James Lott Jr.'s are sold at James Lott Jr. on all social media platforms. JLJ Media is on all social media platforms. This show is everywhere where you find your favorite podcast, and it's on JLJ Media on YouTube. Everyone, please stay well. Good luck to all those folks who are dealing with all the fires in California, Northern California. I have friends who are evacuating, so my heart goes out to you. I hope you can stay safe as you can. I've been in a fire before. It's not fun. The heat everywhere is crazy, so please stay hydrated. And please be careful of the sun. It can be a little dangerous. And have compassion for each other.
Yes.